And when we think about content, you were mentioning sports content. Obviously, Paramount Plus has a ton of kids content, but there still seems to be a need for this buildable franchise type of content across the sector. So what do you think will be key for your content strategy moving forward?
Well, you just hit on something, the word franchise. One of the things that Paramount Global brings to consumers is a deep collection of franchises. And it's certainly core to our strategy in general and with respect to streaming to leverage that. Look at our Paramount film slate. More and more tilted towards franchises. Why? Because they have built-in fan bases and you can evolve the storylines. Same thing in linear television. Franchise. Look at CBS this season. FBI Night crushed it. Multiple FBIs. NCIS crushed it. Multiple NCISs. So franchises are key. In the kids space, Paw Patrol. We did our first Paw Patrol movie last year. Killed it. We're doing another one next year. SpongeBob, we've done derivative product from that. Camp Coral, etc. And then, of course, Yellowstone, the biggest show on television. We brought the world 1883 last year. We're bringing it 1923 this year. And actually, we're doing some more stuff with Taylor Sheridan, who's the writer of it, including Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. Franchises work, and we have an incredible collection of franchises in our company. So yeah, they're part of our streaming play for sure.
And besides streaming, you guys have also heavily invested in some unique partnerships, the Walmart Plus being one that immediately comes to my mind. So what's the benefit of a partnership with Walmart, and what other types of partnerships are you actively exploring?
So we've been in business with Walmart for a long time. You know, we sell consumer products with them. We distribute home entertainment with them. I know Doug McMillon, the CEO, well. And there was a point, I guess it was last year, where they started thinking about the evolution of Walmart Plus and having a video service. And we were naturally interested in expanding that partnership. And it really is a partnership. We're not investing in Walmart Plus per se, but we are the video offering in it. So if you're a Walmart Plus consumer, and you decide to opt into a video service, you get Paramount Plus. And we think it's a great model. It's early days. It launched in September. But we're already through what we thought would be our year-end forecast number. And that it is a tremendously powerful retail. They have 140, 150 million people going through their stores in the US every week. And then they got about 1.4 million employees. All of them can opt into Paramount Plus. So we're thrilled with the partnership, and it's off to a great start.
And let's talk box office. You mentioned your successful film slate several times. In this environment, how do you determine which film can go direct to the theater or which film you might want to go direct to streaming on Paramount Plus?
Well, we had a different point of view on films and streaming going back to COVID and going back to Paramount Plus. When COVID hit, a lot of people said you should put all your films on streaming, or at least day and date on streaming. We said no. We believe in the theatrical window, and we believe in it both to give the audience the chance to have that big screen experience and participate in those economics, and then we can move to streaming. So we adopted what's known as a theatrical and 45-day fast follow to streaming strategy. That's our default strategy. And because it was in COVID, that resulted in us holding certain films. As a result, Top Gun Maverick, we moved that date 5 times because we said this is a big screen movie and it should be in the theaters. And I'm glad we did, because that turned out to be a good call. I think the theatrical with 45-day fast follow, which, by the way, on Top Gun, we're going a little bit longer than that by the nature of the film. 20 weeks later, it's still in theaters today, and it was the only film in history to be #1 on Memorial Day and #1 on Labor Day. So, and having a longer theatrical run makes sense. But in general, we like that strategy. I think that's the sweet spot of ROI, particularly with respect to films. And that is very much our going forward strategy with Paramount.
Yeah, so with Top Gun, you guys demonstrated your ability to pivot. I want to talk about the Wall Street sentiment of it all. There seems to be a lot of doom and gloom right now. You're a bit more optimistic, but when we take a look at Paramount's stock price, it's down more than 40% year to date. You have some downgrades on the street. How do you convince analysts and investors that these macroeconomic headwinds, the decline of cable television, the uncertainty surrounding streaming margins, are not concerning to your fundamentals?
Look, I don't think there's a lot of people walking around that's happy with the state of the markets. I mean, they're up today, but in general, it's been a rough half year with respect to equity valuations and certainly our company stock. Worth noting, on a relative basis, relative to some other media companies, we've actually done better, i.e. less worse. But nonetheless, there are concerns on the street. There's concerns relative topics. my view is you have to decide what you believe in and play through. As I said, in theatrical, people said, release it direct to streaming. We said, no, we want to do theatrical and then streaming. When we did Pluto we closed in early 19, we showed up and talked about it. People said, what's that? That's a joke. By the way, it had 12 million MAUs and 70 million in revenue. 3 years later, it had 70 million MAUs and over $1 billion in revenue. And now everybody's like, whoa, this fast category is really cool. But if you listen to the street and you listen to others, you would never have done it. So you have to decide what you believe. The two concerns in the street right now are advertising and streaming profitability. Advertising is a great business, and we have a fundamentally strong position in it. Our combination of linear reach, particularly with a broadcast network, plus the #1 fast service in the country in Pluto TV, gives us a great reach expression for advertisers. Add to that, it's all wrapped around great creative content that people love to be associated with, NFL, Survivor, FBI, Paw Patrol, what have you. Add to that advanced ad capabilities and an ability to do all that business on a turnkey basis. It's a fundamentally compelling proposition, and we will demonstrate it again. Second question people are worried about is streaming profitability. We've always had a plan to build a robust streaming business, but a profitable streaming business. Our business is only a year and a half old, takes a little while. We always said peak investment year is 2023, it still is. But we are building a business that we see as over time having TV media-like margins. And we are tracking according to our plan. So are there concerns on the street that have negatively impacted valuations? Yes. Do we have to play through and deliver and continue to have the momentum we're showing? Yes. And ultimately, that represents a great value opportunity for people.
All right, well, you heard it here. Thank you so much, Bob, for covering all those topics with us. Bob Bakish, Paramount CEO.
Thank you.